Welcome back to Croft, and we'll go straight back up to our commentary team for round 15 of the High Q MSA British Touring Car Championship. It's Tim Harvey and first Ben Edwards.
Thanks very much, Ted. Yes, we've got a pretty much dry track, a little bit wet offline, but there's still a bit of cloud around, you know. It's a bit grey in places, as you can see. So you never know, Tim, it might rain yet in this final race of the day.
Well, Matt Jackson will be the one man who'll be happy about that. He was absolutely flying in that second race, clearly the fastest man through the grid, but yeah, it looks dry at the moment.
So let's take a look at how they line up for this one then. On pole position, it is Mike Jordan. His son Andrew was on pole for the final race at Thruxton last time out. Adam Jones alongside him in the Team Aircool Seat. And he's doing well in the Independence points at the moment, so he needs another strong result here. On the second row, it is the championship leader, Fabrizio Giovanardi, and alongside him is Rob Collard, still looking for that first podium for the Motorbase team. Then it's Matt Neal, former champion, former double champion, but there alongside him is the star of that second race. It is Matt Jackson, starting from 6th place. And then behind him, because the top 7 have been reversed, means Colin Turkington, who's won 2 races today, now starts 7th. And look who's next to him, none other than Jason Plato in the diesel-powered Seat. The second Seat is next up, 9th on the grid. Then it's Stephen Jelly in the second of the Team RAC BMWs. Behind them, we've got Tom Onslow Cole and Jason Hughes, although I think Jason's had a problem. He may well be starting from the pit lane, or he may not even make it out for this race. Harry Volkard starts on row 7 with Tom Chilton alongside in the Team Halford's car. Then it's Erkut in the Arcus Racing machine, his teammate alongside him, in fact, Arcus Racing with sunshine.co.uk, the 2 teammates on row 8. Then row 9, John George with Chris Stockton alongside in the BTCC Racing Seat. Behind them, we've got Stephen Kane. He had an electrical problem. That's what put him out of a strong finish in that second race. We don't think Stuart Oliver's going to make it out for this race, sadly. Andrew Jordan starts way back. He had an electrical alternator failure in that last race. Michael Doyle's with him. And then right at the back, it's Gordon Shedden. It would be Alan Taylor. I'm afraid Alan Taylor's car too badly damaged. Such a shame. They put a new livery on that car to celebrate the Big Muscle seafood restaurant, which is up in this part of the world. And unfortunately, they had a crash in that first race, and they haven't been able to run it for the rest of the day. But there we go, Tim. It's an enticing prospect, this grid again, isn't it?
Yeah, the last race, always a really robust race with a couple of cars on the front, Jordan and Jones with no weight at all, and then Giovanardi with only 9 kilos on. He'll want to get a good result this week out of this meeting, and this is his best chance.
So everybody making it around the hairpin then. So who can we expect to make a good start? Well, interestingly, the lead BMW on the grid this time is Rob Collard. Now, he's coming from the second row of the grid. He starts from 4th place. Giovanardi starts up there in 3rd. He's usually pretty fast off the line.
One of the 2 Motorbase cars coming in the pit lane. I hope that wasn't Collard.
Right, with probably
Collard,
Stephen
no,
Kane.
it's Stephen Kane, you're right.
OK, so Collard 4th on the grid there, the first of the BMWs, fast starting, but let's see what Mike Jordan can do, and the John Guest Racing up front with Adam Jones on the front row with him. Wait for those lights. Long hold, lights out, and away we go, and here comes the BMW trying to find space. It's Rob Collard on a charge. Mike Jordan was pretty quick off the line, but Collard already alongside Adam Jones. Giovanardi's up there as well, and it's going to be Collard who leads into the first corner. Rob Collard, all contact behind Jordan and Jackson. Jackson through the gravel and comes back on again. Tim, you did that earlier.
Yeah, it won't cost him any damage to the car, but it certainly cost him a lot of positions.
Well, he's got back on again. Oh, big slide for Matt Neal as well. That was a very good start by Rob Collard, though. As we know, those BMWs are fast. Bit of bumper damage to Jackson's car. It's Collard leading. Giovanardi in second place. Mike Jordan and Adam Jones battling next up. Then Matt Neal and Colin Turkington.
Yeah, let's hope that rear bumper doesn't come off anymore, because otherwise he's going to be in trouble with the clerk. Of course, he could potentially be black flagged. One of the 2 Seats got past him, and obviously this is their best chance, having been 1st and 3rd in dry qualifying as one of the Vauxhalls gets sideways.
Plato's the lead Seat at the moment in that group. It's Collard leading, Giovanardi 2nd, then Jones and Jordan 3rd and 4th, then Matt Neal in 5th, Turkington 6th, then I think it's, yes, Jason Plato in 7th, Matt Jackson's dropped down to 8th, Darren Turner is in 9th place. Great battle up front, but also in this group of cars here, as Matt Jackson, after that trip through the gravel, trying to make up for it. What a day of contrasting fortunes it's been for Matt Jackson here today. There's Gordon Shedden just trying to move his way up the order as well. John George in the immaculate-looking JAG car, looking immaculate at the moment. Let's hope it stays that way this time. There's Tom Chilton getting alongside Darren Turner at the back end of the top 10. Chilton in the orange Team Halford's car, side by side with Darren Turner as the leaders turn into Clairvaux. Top few cars coming through pretty much one at a time, but Turner staying ahead of Tom Chilton. Something went flying, but I'm not quite
yeah,
sure.
Plato, the first one to knock the little plastic post out of the way so they can straight line that little bit of chicane. Good run out of the chicane there from Giovanardi. He's super brave through there. Back on board with Jackson, following Collard through here. Now Jackson's trying to go around the outside. Collard does make it on the dry line, breaks late and gets across in front, but Jackson's hung out to dry. Little contact there on the right with Jordan. Tiniest contact was enough to send him wide.
Well, we've had a change of lead. Look, Giovanardi's got in front. He managed to squeeze past Rob Collard as we were looking at the replay at the start. He snuck through, and it's now the championship leader who's out in front, but the safety car has been called. We've got the stand. Somebody else has offered. Oh, and that's John. Oh dear, what did I say about an immaculate car? I spoke too soon.
Yeah, and that's at the exit of the Jim Clark S's, so that could be serious. But it's a very high-speed section of the course. We saw Giovanardi lining up the pass on Collard. He was very fast through the chicane, and he clearly got through. But the rest of them still racing the final part of the lap.
Yeah, everyone racing to the line. Giovanardi leading this race. He'll lead them across the line to Collard in second. Adam Jones in third. Mike Jordan in fourth. Matt Neal in fifth. Look at the lot behind them. And Plato, where's he going?
And Jackson's got through. Jackson's going across the line. Something's happened on the way in there. Jackson's come across the line in sixth.
I think Plato's off on his way to Darlington or something, because he's absolutely miles offline. He got nerfed out of the way, presumably, but we didn't quite see, and there's surely damage to that car. He's crawling along, car weaving around, and it's a really bad day. It's turned worse for Jason Plato.
Looks like the steering's damaged and possible damage on the front of Jackson's car, so we'll have to wait and see what happened there. We can get a replay of what happened at the hairpin. Here we go. This is onboard Jackson following Plato, coming up to the final section. Justice right-hander and the following left.
Quite a long way behind here, isn't he?
Plato went up the side of Turkington. It wasn't Jackson, it was Plato going up Turkington. Ran over the wheels, the wheel arches sticking out, and that was it.
Let's take a look at it from on board here. Oh, that was up in the air. Nearly, well, it didn't.
Well, there was never any room there. There was never any room because Turkington was already defending the line, and it was also wet on the inside. Oh!
This was what happened to John George. Oh, that was a big hit.
That was a big hit, and he must have been frightened in the car, because when you lose it at that point, you're travelling at some 120, 130 miles an hour, and he just was a passenger.
Yeah, that was a big I and amazing how the front end of the car is actually, I mean, the wing was already off the car when he went into the tyre barrier there, well, I gather that he is out of the car. That's good news. Oh, there's John. Well, that's great news.
Yeah, he's okay.
Very much, you know, he's a serious amateur racer. He comes from Par in Cornwall and loves his touring car racing, but unfortunately, it's been a few non-finishes this year.
Yeah, still manage a smile. Yeah. That's what we like to see. Great sporting spirit, and helping the marshals to move the car. Look, he's feeling guilty, bless him, for holding the race up. But I think the marshals are trying to find a towing eye on the front of the car, and there's not much that's structurally intact to attach it to.
Oh, well, poor John. Well, he makes a long journey to each of these races, but unfortunately, it's a very short race this time, race 3 of the day. And the marshals doing another sterling job to get everything out of the way, hopefully. The safety car still going round. We gather that Plato is in the pits. I wonder if they're going to be able to get him back out, or whether it's even worth trying. Let's just take another little look back at that change of lead, because, of course, Giovanardi was able to get past Rob Collard for the lead of this race just before the safety car came out. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Super brave through this chicane on the damp track, on slicks, just carrying the momentum, and the momentum takes him all the way down the straight, and he's on the left-hand side, so he's on the drier part of the track. Collard sensibly doesn't defend, and he's passed.
Yeah, that was good stuff by Giovanardi. Gave him a bit of space on the apex, but he was already through there. And so Fabrizio Giovanardi takes the lead of the race. But Collard's still in a very strong second position at the moment, behind the safety car. Adam Jones is sitting third. You're just looking at the end of that, with Giovanardi was in the lead of the race. Really great style. You can see how it's pretty much dry virtually everywhere online, but still the odd puddle offline.
Yeah, quite a lot of patches, and of course the curbs on the exit are still quite wet as well. And here you can see the darker patches where it's definitely damp. A lot of mud gets brought onto the circuit there on the inside, and also here where the cars dip inside the curbing. And now look at the state of the track here on the inside. There's no way that Plato was ever going to get through on Turkington there.
So that was the completion of the lap, and then presumably he picked up the safety car. You can see the safety car lights down at the end, so that was him slowing down as he crossed the line and was picked up by the safety car. So we're under safety at the moment. It's Giovanardi leading from Collard and Jones, then Mike Jordan, Matt Neal, Matt Jackson. Despite that trip through the gravel, bit of damage there to the front of, was that Mike Jordan's car? Or was that Andrew Jordan's car? And one of the Integras had a damaged front end. And we can have another look at the start, courtesy of Tom Chilton, who's currently in 8th place. Let's look at this one.
Yeah, Mike, this is onboard Chilton in the Halford Civic. Gets a fairly good run. There's a gap in front of him, so he's got options. He's looking to decide which way to go. He's going to brake on the dry part to give himself the best possible braking area. Wide goes Onslow Cole. He tucks in behind Turner to try and steal the space away from Jelly, which he does. Yeah,
that was nice, wasn't it? Good selection there of where to place the car. And then that was through the chicane. Did he get a good run out of here? A little bit of the smoke from the diesel. That really only shows on the first lap because there's a bit of sort of unburnt fuel around, but it always clears as soon as they're up to speed. He went around the outside there of Turner. Did he finish that? Yes, he did. That was a good move, wasn't it? A little bit of bumping and boring.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And that's Darren Turner getting back.
Yeah, we didn't quite complete it. Through the S's. This is such a great corner. The car's moving around on their cold slicks.
A huge amount of commitment there on a front-wheel drive car with, as you say, cold rear tyres and really leaning on them heavily, and then braking with the bumps and the camber falling away. This is sunny out. Important to get a good exit here for the run, slightly uphill as it is. And well, the power of the diesels now, there's congestion up ahead, so again be looking to see what happens now. If you look further ahead, you'll see we haven't seen it. I was going to say we'll see Plato riding over. Yeah, but it was the following lap, you're right.
John George, his car is going to be taken away, getting out of the way, and hopefully they can repair the tyre barrier up there where he hit pretty hard. And we'll be able to get this race underway again soon, but it's going to take another lap or so, I should think, before we are able to do that. Well, the story, I suppose, of the day so far, Tim, is really, it's all gone a bit wrong for Seat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at particularly at Jason Plato, you know, now he's not going to score any points in this race. They qualified so well, and yet here on race day it's just all gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jason was very philosophical on the, he's still going round, but look where his steering wheel is. Look where his steering wheel is. He's near, is it straight or anything like straight? I don't think so, no. And the car looks pretty undrivable to me. Yeah. He may try and go round, hope their retirement, score some points for the team or something, but he isn't going to score any individual points. No. Yeah, the steering wheel completely and utterly facing the wrong direction. I mean, that's actually pretty dangerous to continue.
It isn't good. Plato was second in the championship coming into this meeting. He's lost that to Matt Neal, but the danger is from behind because Matt Jackson's only 3 points behind him. Colin Turkington's only 4 points behind him. Well, certainly Jackson's going to score some points in this race. Colin Turkington, of course, was involved in that incident with Plato, and he's actually running down in 12th, so he's outside the points currently. We believe the safety car could well be coming in at the end of this lap, so we'll keep an eye on that. But it's no doubt a disappointing day for Seat. They've got the one car in the top 10 still. That's Darren Turner. He's running in 7th position. There you are. There's the leaders being led round by the Porsche safety car. It's Giovanardi, Collard, then Jones, then Mike Jordan, Matt Neal. Just looking on down that group there. Yeah, it was Andrew Jordan missing a left front wing, so there's been some contact there somewhere. He's running in 15th place. Yeah, lights out, car coming in. Giovanardi nicely set. He really should be looking at nothing less than maximum points here. I think we'll expect a good restart from Giovanardi, see if he can get the jump. Here we go then. Safety car will be heading into the pits on the exit of the hairpin. Giovanardi, the Italian, with 7 touring car titles to his name, including last year's championship, of course, here. Gets on the power, and that Vectra accelerates away well. Strong engine, strong chassis. It seems to have everything going for it. Chasing is Rob Collard in 2nd place. Adam Jones in the silver and red Seat in 3rd. Then it's Mike Jordan in 4th. What's going on? Matt Jackson having... Oh, Jackson hits Turner! And Turner in the gravel. I think Jackson continues. Yeah, Jackson did continue. He was looking down the inside, and there was definitely a greasy track still on the inside, and probably not enough room. It's very difficult to pass on the inside there, and that could be... We have got a snatch vehicle actually down at Clairvaux. Hopefully they can clear that with just stationary yellows or waved yellows. What a shame. We had such a good, clean race, fairly incident-free in the second race. There is Jackson still going through shot So he's still running just ahead of Tom Chilton on the road. They're just flashing through. A lot of mud on the front of Tom Onslow Cole's Vauxhall. Well, it's a bit grubby. He's obviously been off somewhere. And they, as you say, the snatch vehicle is ready to pull that Seat back out of trouble. There'll be yellow flags down there at the moment, though. Won't be any overtaking allowed.
That really just sort of... Well, watch this. How alongside is he? How alongside is he? Well, really, it was just the nose down the inside, wasn't it? Very difficult to see from that angle. Here we are. Oh, well, difficult one to call. Difficult one to call.
It really narrows up down there, doesn't it?
It's very difficult. You've got to be cleanly alongside, really, to claim the corner, because the guy in front, or in that case Turner, has no option but to turn in. But Giovanardi not streaking away at the moment. Oh, that's actually the replay. I apologise.
Yeah, that was the replay once again, and Scott Dennis. What a day for Seat. They've lost Plato effectively, now they've lost Turner as well. It's just been an absolute nightmare for the Seat team here at Croft. And, you know, in the past they've had several 1-2 finishes here. It's not always the case, but today it just has all gone wrong for them. Back with the race leaders, though. And look, battle for second is hotting up here, because Rob Collard in that white BMW, he is coming under more pressure here from Adam Jones in the silver Seat. And, oh, he had a little look there. Down the inside, wasn't quite there, though.
No, not quite there. Good racing. Collard didn't go right for the apex to leave a little bit of room in case Adam Jones needed it. But a great little battle of the independents. Collard, Jones and Jordan, with Matt Neal tagging on the back of them.
Yeah, Fabrizio Giovanardi's opened up a 1.2 second lead over these two guys. Jones down the inside, he's done it. Jones gets alongside Collard out of shape. Oh, and he's wiped off the front bumper on Jordan's car, and he loses 4 places in one go, and it could all be over. And Motorbase team, what do they have to do to get a result? Dave Bartram will have his head in his hands. They really felt there was a chance here. Damage to the back of Mike Jordan's car as a result.
Yeah, that was a good move by Jones down the inside into Sunny. A very difficult one to pull off, because you're braking on the curve and on the bumps, and he pulled it off pretty neatly. And then Collard obviously got a little bit wide, got into a tank slapper, and that was the result.
There is the old front end. It's not just the bumpers, it's all the inlets for the radiators, and bad news indeed for Rob Collard. Take another look at it.
Yeah, down the inside comes Adam Jones, slight bit of contact, nothing too dangerous, but then gets an oversteer, and that was Collard's front end gone. Jackson nipping through there as well.
So Mike Jordan survived that moment, and in fact is now running in third place as a result of that. So there you are, Giovanardi leads in the Vauxhall. Second is Adam Jones. A great run from Jones. Jordan under pressure though from Matt Neal. So that's the race for third place between the John Guest car with his bumper trailing away and the Vauxhall Vectra of former champion Matt Neal. Right behind them is Matt Jackson. Then it's Tom Chilton. Rob Collard is still running, I think, although he's dropped back a little more now. So it's next up, it's Gordon Shedden and Tom Onslow Cole. And this is the race for third position.
There's going to be a lot of souvenir bumpers out there after this race, aren't there? So race fans that are here watching, you can get out there and pick up some BTCC souvenirs.
Great to see so many hardy race fans at Croft here today. Despite the awful weather conditions this morning, still plenty of people enjoying the action in the touring cars. There is Mike Jordan then in third place, Matt Neal directly behind him, then Matt Jackson, the star of race 2 in particular, and then right behind them is Tom Chilton, and then Gordon Shedden next up. So the two Team Halfords cars running relatively close to one another, but further down the top 10 than they would prefer to be. Onslow Cole 9th, then Colin Turkington still in this race. He's in 10th place. Remember, he had that incident with Jason Plato earlier on. Gordon takes kind of wide line in to Clairvaux, doesn't he? And there's not much to choose between them at the moment.
No, not at all. And at the moment, Matt Neal's being fairly patient. He hasn't really attacked Jordan, but I'm sure he will do later in the race. Jordan's driving neat and tidy, as we know he can. This is on board Chilton following Jackson. That bumper just staying attached, and here Chilton just on the limiter there as he's changing down. Oh, Jordan's gone wide, and Jackson gone wide. Is there some fluid down there or something? I wonder if Collard went round and dropped some fluid from the rads or something, but they both simultaneously slid wide.
It's all changed. Third now is Matt Neal, fourth now is Tom Chilton, fifth is Jackson. Oh, Jordan's off again. Jordan runs very wide. He's lost another place, maybe 2, and Mike Jordan definitely struggling, unless maybe his car's leaking fluid onto its own tyres or something, because he's suddenly struggling, slowing right down. Now he's allowing Stephen Jelly through, and his son Andrew is the next one who's going. Oh, he's all over the place. No way he can control it.
Yeah, something's broken or leaking fluid onto his own tyres, as you say. That was a shame. Just as I was saying how neat and timely he was driving, they became a problem. But
well, that's two commentators' curses we've put on people already in this race.
Chilton putting a lot of pressure on former teammate Matt Neal.
Yeah, he is. Matt Neal now in third place, remember, so you've got Vauxhall leading and Vauxhall in third. So it's certainly going the way of Sayat's rivals here, with Adam Jones doing a great job in second, but then it's Matt Chilton tucked in there. There is Chilton, car number 9, and right behind him, Matt Jackson, still with a shout at scoring very useful points here. Tom Onslow-Cole now up to 6th place, Gordon Shedden up to 7th, Turkington 8th, that brings Stephen Jelly into 9th, and Andrew Jordan, as a result of his father having problems on that last lap, well, he's now come up into 10th position.
Yeah, and Plato in 12th, driving with the steering completely out of kilter, and with the rate that other cars are dropping out, he could get some reasonable points.
Yeah, that would be good, but of course it's still big rival Giovanardi who's heading for victory at the moment. Big lead of 2 seconds for Fabrizio Giovanardi over Adam Jones currently. And there's the battle for third. It is Matt Neal and Tom Chilton. Chilton looking good here at the moment, I have to say. He's promised at several occasions already this year. He's had 1 second place finish, and he's definitely putting the pressure on Matt Neal. Let's see what he can do. Sunny out here. Not really any chance to overtake on the next bit, but try and set Matt Neal up perhaps on the next lap.
Yeah, an opportunity maybe for Chilton to extract some team dynamics revenge on Matt Neal. Matt Neal putting his teammate Shedden in the wall.
That's right, that happened in race 2, didn't it, when Gordon Shedden ended up in the tyre barrier as a result of contact with Matt Neal. Look at Chilton there, popping over the curb on the inside and just losing a touch. He's now under pressure himself from Matt Jackson. Let's just take a look at what happened to Jordan when there was a little bit of a something there.
There was a hint of some steam or something, wasn't there? And it definitely caught both of them out.
Jackson's still the man on the attack at the moment. As we get back to the live, yeah, he's still pushing Tom Chilton. Still that little bit of damage to the back of the car, which won't help him, but it's not really hindering him too much. Onto the main straight, effectively here, heading down towards Tower Corner. And there's no doubt there's an opportunity to overtake, but I don't think it's going to happen. But as we were saying, it's turning into a miserable weekend for Sayat. We saw Darren Turner end up in the gravel trap after contact with Matt Jackson, and Darren's with Louise.
Darren, that was a difficult one to call. You went off after that shunt with Matt. His fault, your fault, or just one of those things?
Well, it's very difficult. I mean, until I see a replay, I don't know. But I had a good run on him down the outside. I think I had the line, and it's you've got to give and take a bit out there, and that doesn't seem to be the case with Matt. He always gets in there, and it worked for him that time. But what goes around comes around. It's
just gone horribly wrong for Sayat this weekend, hasn't it?
Well, Saturday was great, and then obviously today's just been a catalogue of disasters, really, and unfortunately, it's another race we haven't scored any points. So far, I've got 1 point for pole this weekend, and that's not really good enough when you're trying to claw up into the championship. But we come back fighting at Snetterton.
Thanks, Darren.
Cheers.
Thanks, Louise. Yeah, poor old Darren, he was on pole position, if you remember, when we started today. Look at Matt Jackson here, once again, trying to get alongside Tom Chilton. 2 youngsters in the series, but Tom Chilton has been around a fair bit longer in British touring cars than Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson, of course, burst onto the scene last year so impressively. This year looked to be really challenging the major contenders in the points early in the season. Had a couple of meetings where it didn't come together, but he's been right back on form here at Croft, no doubt about it. And let's see as he continues this chase whether he can do anything about getting that 4th place away from Chilton. Not quite close enough here. Still a few laps to go.
Yeah, you can see where the rear-wheel drive BMW threw that long accelerating right-hander after the first between the 2 chicanes. The front-wheel drive cars tend to scrabble for a grip and push and understeer, and Matt's rear-wheel drive car just pushes him around the corner.
Giovanardi still leads this race. He also has fastest lap, so an extra point for fastest lap going to the current series leader, Fabrizio Giovanardi. Is turning into a pretty good weekend so far for the Italian. Second place, there is Giovanardi, gap of 2.1 seconds over Adam Jones in second. But Jones got to keep a bit of an eye on his mirror because Matt Neal is not far behind here. Great effort from Team Aircool though with this Sayat, a car they only got a few hours virtually before the first race at Brands Hatch. It was a real last minute drama to get it all ready in time, and Adam Jones, he has been finishing consistently. You see Chilton versus Jackson there again, but he has been he's had a remarkable run of top 8 finishes actually as Adam Jones, one of the most consistent finishers I would say in the championship.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that generally speaking stays out of trouble. He survived last year with their Toledo with hardly any incidents during the course of the year. And it's very difficult when you're racing without funds, to race competitively against these guys with funds who can afford to repair the car, but he's got the knack, if you like, of staying out of trouble and still getting through the traffic, and he really does impress me every time out.
Yeah, he does, me too, but he's still under pressure here from Matt Neal. There's no way he can afford to relax. You can see there Adam Jones still just a fraction ahead of Matt Neal, and then right behind them still it's Chilton and Jackson through that Jim Clark S's through Barcroft, this fast right-hander, so little space on the outside. Little lock-up, but that's not a major drama for Jones. That's a fairly standard sight there as they break slightly on the turn. Into sunny in, as it's called, and then try and get the run out of the corner and along this next straight. Great stuff from Jones so far, but he's got Matt Neal breathing down his neck. So Giovanardi, still our race leader, and looking to get that maximum point score once again here. He's done it a few times already this season. And the Vauxhalls are definitely having a great day of it. Tom Onslow Cole, by the way, the third of the Vauxhalls, the man who starred so much at Thruxton. He's still in that group, just a bit further back. He's running in 6th position. Matt Jackson on the charge again, looking for that, just trying to edge alongside. Always amazes me how even these engines are. 2-litre engines, the Honda are there, and the Team Halford's car, the BMW. Virtually nothing to choose between.
No, you look at the speed traps, and apart from the Seat diesel, which is obviously a little bit quicker than everything else, everyone else very, very similar times, very similar speeds, and it's just the interesting battle of front-wheel drive against rear-wheel drive, and one car being slightly better in some corners to others. But you know, Chilton seems to be able to hold his own through the faster sections and then come under pressure around the tighter technical sections.
Yeah, he's doing a good job so far as Chilton, just driving where he needs to be, putting the car where he needs to be, and not allowing Jackson to get alongside. So no change in this lead group currently. Jackson keeps the pressure on. Behind him is still Onslow Cole. There's the battle for second. Still that little bit of a smoky rear wheel from Adam Jones, but no problem. Little bobble there for Tom Chilton. Jackson as close as ever. Look at him almost pushing that Honda through. And this time surely Chilton under a bit more pressure. Almost contact between them. Chilton goes defensive. Jackson surely won't go around the outside. Has to think about it, but it's just a bit of frustration there at the moment, and all this is allowing Tom Onslow Cole to catch up.
Yeah, Jackson pushing him round there, but Chilton will go very defensive, which he does. This is the section where Jackson's much quicker, but if Chilton's now going to defend every lap, it's going to cause a lot of trouble from behind, because Onslow Cole is now right on the boot lid.
So across the line, 15 laps have been completed. We're on lap 16 out of 18. Looking back at Jackson from Tom Chilton's car now. So he's a little further back than he was a moment ago. He was virtually bumper to bumper a second ago. And there we are with Matt Jackson still looking for an opportunity. This is where he was so quick in race 2. He doesn't seem to have quite the same edge in these conditions. He does have to watch out for behind him is Tom Onslow Cole, the star of Thruxton. Down towards Tower they come. Braking, getting it right, not knocking a wheel here, otherwise you'll be into that cornfield. We've seen enough of them do that today. Good stuff from Chilton, holds it clean. Jackson can't find a way through. Now let's go, this is the view from Jackson, looking at Chilton as they come through over the curbs, and again through this very quick right-hander. Faintest of lifts through there.
Yeah, it's just okay. You can sort of lift a little bit and then brake gently. You can never just stamp on the brake pedal, so a little lift doesn't make a lot of difference. But don't forget, Matt Jackson's carrying 36 kilos of weight here against 0 on Chilton's car from finishing second in the last race.
Yeah, good point. So the BMW, that little bit heavier, bit of success ballast on the car, which just evens things out a touch. And Chilton, Jackson again with a chance, but round the hairpin, you've got to have the inside line, surely. That's what Chilton has, and here's Onslow Cole again joining in, right behind them in the red and white Vauxhall. The man who turned 21 years old just before that Thruxton double victory that he enjoyed. And then behind him it's Gordon Shedden as well. Again, Shedden not really able to quite get on terms with this group. A little bit of a surprise. I would have thought that Shedden, who was so quick in qualifying yesterday, put in a last lap, sort of banzai lap really, to take second on the grid. But he hasn't been able to do that in this race.
Very quick that time through the chicane, Matt Jackson. Is he going to get close enough to have an outbraking chance? But I don't think so.
On board with Giovanardi. Little lock up there from Giovanardi. That was interesting. You'd think he'd have this race pretty much under control, but he's still pushing hard. We're on lap 17 out of 18, so at the end of this lap, he'll be going on to the final lap. Giovanardi leads, Jones second, Neal third, fourth for Chilton, fifth for Jackson, then it's Onslow Cole, then Gordon Shedden, So it's Vauxhall leading. We've got a Seat, a privateer, independent Seat in second place. Matt Neal in the Vauxhall in third place. Tom Chilton in the Team Halfords Honda in fourth. Matt Jackson in a privateer BMW up there as well. So a real mixture of cars in terms of different makes, different teams. But up front, still very much Giovanardi in control, as he has been so many times this year.
Yeah, Plato, though, just in a progress report, still in 12th place, 18 seconds behind the car in front of Harry Volkard. So unless there are retirements, no chance of getting extra positions as on then Cole just gets into the back of Jackson.
Onto the final lap we go then. Surely can Chilton hold on now for one more lap for this fourth position? He's probably never had to fight quite so hard for a fourth place before. Matt Jackson looking for every opportunity to get past him. They're running out of time now. Chilton very quick into Clairvaux, using the full width of the road, tightening the line here. This is where Jackson can be so fast, but he can't get alongside. Now Bravery through the chicane. Chilton was a bit sideways. Jackson has a bit of a run this time. He might be able to get alongside on the run down towards Tower, but he's not quite there, and Chilton surely has the edge as long as he doesn't outbrake himself, and Jackson's still denied.
Yeah, Chilton went defensive there. He knew he'd lost a few revs coming through that chicane, and he can be very defensive on this last lap.
He can indeed. Shetton's joined the back of the group. He's right there with Tom Onslow Cole. This is great racing. It's been clean in the last few stages. Oh, and Onslow Cole having to defend there from Gordon Shetton. There's our race leader, car number one. And you know what? He's going to surely come round for yet another victory this year. Giovanardi has already had 3 wins this season. He's looking all set for win number 4 here at Croft. Tom Onslow Cole, what was he doing there in the background? Has there been a mistake? I think there has. I think Shedden has got past Onslow Cole. Yes, he has. So Shedden has gained one on this last lap. Matt Jackson's going to have a go. Surely Chilton's done enough. Giovanardi is going to take the victory here in race 3 of the day. The halfway point of the championship. Giovanardi wins. Jones just takes a great second from Matt Neal. Look at the celebrations at Team Aircool as Adam Jones takes second. Third to Matt Neal. Fourth does go to Tom Chilton. Fifth to Matt Jackson. Sixth to Gordon Shedden. It was 6th place in the end for Shedden ahead of Onslow Cole. Turkington 8th, Jelly 9th, and the final point will go to Andrew Jordan. There is the race winner, though. Another classy drive from Fabrizio Giovanardi.
Yeah, good drive. He knew that race was his for the taking. This is just a little replay that final lap with Onslow Cole making a slight mistake, breaking into Sonny in. Shedden gets inside him, Sonny out, puts Onslow Cole wide, and that was a position lost. But
yeah, that's what happened. That's how he did it. A little bit of damage to the car, but Giovanardi win number 4 of 2008 for Fabrizio Giovanardi. Adam Jones, an absolutely superb second place, and that's his best result, in fact. So well done to Adam Jones. Matt Neal in third, Tom Chilton in fourth, then Matt Jackson in fifth. Gordon Shedden took 6th on the last lap from Tom Onslow Cole. Colin Turkington took 8th ahead of Stephen Jelly and Andrew Jordan.
A very solid drive from a great champion, and we'll hear from Fabrizio Giovanardi after the break. Welcome back to Croft. Let's go straight down to Louise Goodman in the pits.
Yeah, down in the pits with Fabrizio Giovanardi, the winner of that race. You went into the lead on about lap 2, and thereafter you made it look kind of easy.
Yeah, we found the best solution for the dry just in the end, better than never. Anyway, you in the second race, you say me what do you expect to do in this. I say to jump front. I just was a little bit late, one race late, but anyway, it was great.
How much were you able to pace yourself? Did you have a bit of time in hand there, or were you having to really push all the way through?
I've tried to try the fever to the other drivers the first 2 laps, and I seen them a little bit difficult, so I just say, okay, I have to manage the tires because the last race in tracks and I had trouble just the last corner, so it was not good. Anyway, the car was perfect.
It's been a difficult day today, though, hasn't it? A difficult day with the changing conditions, a day when your experience really has paid off.
Yeah, I was close to cry Saturday afternoon. It's the truth, but in the end, I won one race. I think is the best what I can ask.
And still leading the championship as well. I mean, how important is that at this halfway stage of the championship?
Yeah, more or less, I keep the same points from me and the second one. Just the second change every time, but if it's stay like that, it's okay until the end.
Good all-round result for the team.
Yeah, it's a perfect result. We had a lot of points. We gained a lot of points. The Seats had, unfortunately, big trouble. Anyway, this is a good weekend for us.
Thanks, Fabrizio. Well done. Back to you, Ted.
Thank you very much, Lulu. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. Fabrizio leads it by an increased margin now, 145, 23 points ahead of Matt Neal. Matt Jackson back up into third place, replacing Tom Onslow-Cole. OK, well, listen, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Join us for the next Touring Cars. That's in 6 weeks' time at Snetterton. Lou and I will see you for the F1 in Montreal. But for now, for us and the rest of the team, it's goodbye.